This morning's guest has done more for the area than just coaching a championship football team. Learn about Coach Bennett's love for saving babies together. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're focused on Horry County's Walk America on Saturday, April 28th. We're at South Carolina's most visited attraction, Ripley's Aquarium. And we're visiting with the honorary chairman, Coach David Bennett. Good morning, Coach Bennett.
Great.
Thank you for coming in this morning.
Mighty early this morning.
It is, early 7 a.m. You know, and of course, we're less than a month away, but what about this Ripley's Aquarium?
You know what's amazing is I came in, I saw a little girl that was blind that had just been touring the facility. And the mother was talking about how she told her what each size of the fish were and everything. So that's going to be a great example to tell our players that here's a girl that's blind that's not letting things get her down.
Oh, yeah.
Been touring this beautiful aquarium here.
That's amazing. And there really are things. Parents go through so many things oftentimes to better their children, just like your players. I guess you're really kind of a parent to your players, aren't you?
Yeah. You know, I tell them all the time, I don't know why I got out of basketball and football, because instead of 15, now we got 125. I pick on Buzz all the time. I say, man, you got 4 assistants for 15 kids. Man, that's easy.
Oh, yeah.
125, you wondering what in the world they're doing every day.
How do you prepare dinner for them every night?
We don't. We can't have an occasional meal for them.
Oh, yeah. That's exciting. Golly, the walk's getting close. We are so excited to be out at Coastal Carolina University this year.
Yeah, it's been at the pavilion every year, and you know, Burrs and Chapin did a wonderful job of hosting that walk. But as the pavilion's been torn down, Joe Fisher, who's outstanding with the March of Dimes, and Haiti's going to be her last year. We're going to miss Joe.
We are.
And she says, how about Coastal? And we talked with Dr. Ron Engel, our president, and I think it's going to be wonderful to get people of the community out there at Coastal for the walk, and we're real excited about it. Hope it's a beautiful day, and like we say, well, even if it's raining, it'll be liquid sunshine. Find a positive.
That's exactly. Rain or shine, the walk happens. Registration's at 9.
Walk
at 10. Okay, great. Rain or shine, folks will be out there, and they have been blessed with great weather years past. But you know, all those volunteers will be out there one way or another, rain or shine.
Yeah, and find the positives. Again, we won't be walking in the sand. You know, one way with the wind, one way against. So we'll be on some flat ground out there going through our beautiful university.
Yes.
Halfway mark will be the Prince Lawn.
Okay.
Our football players will be out there helping show the way. So you get a bottle of water at the 1.5-mile marker, and then bring it on back to the football stadium, where we're going to have the punt, pass, and kick competition.
Yes, at noon.
And you know, the great thing you and I were talking about earlier was about the walk. It used to be years ago, 20 miles, then it went to 8 miles.
Right.
And now it's only 3 miles. So the main focus isn't to see how far you can walk, but to see how much money we can raise to help save babies. And what's been amazing about this is, you know, our little girl Hayes was born about a month early. She wasn't too premature, but you see kids that were born 1 pound. 2 pound. 2 of our coaches, Jamie Schneider and Hunter Spivey, their little boy Zion, the Spivey's little boy, and the Snyder's little girl Brian, they were born 7 weeks early.
Oh my Lord!
And to watch them as they grow, you know, it's just so many children are born premature, and a lot of times parents are doing what's right, but you've got to be there to help them. And I found out the other day with Joe that 2 of our babies this year, if it hadn't been for a March of Dimes grant, she said their children wouldn't have made it.
Is that right?
I think it's a great cause to support the March of Dimes.
Well, you know, all week long, and we haven't spent enough time focusing on that. Linda talked about it a little bit on Tuesday, but Colleen nor Dennis nor Ryan yesterday, we didn't talk a lot about the ambassador families, and I'm so glad you brought that up to wrap up the week, because it is so critical. There's so much to focus.
You know, you look at little Miles.
Right.
You look at
Riley,
who we had in the past. That's my little girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And Luke, you know, whose parents went to Coastal Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
To me, and I've always thought this, I got a tender side for little babies, little children, all children, and the old folks. And it's us in between, Greg, that always mess things up of this world. And so I think little children and older folks, we can't help them. Who can we help?
But and you're exactly right. To drive that home, you know, we think not only is it the young girl you bumped into on the way in and the efforts that parents go through, but of course when we think about watching Luke and Miles Edward Pickett and Riley Gray Saffels and seeing these children grow up right under our eyes while you're involved in a group as amazing as the March of Dimes, it is a thrilling experience to know that you've made a difference in their lives.
Well, there are a lot of people that make a difference. I'm just blessed to be a part of it.
Right. If a viewer needs to get off to school now or out to work, you know, that phone number, the March of Dimes, is critical. Is it the 488-3463?
I don't know. Now, Joe's
that's the big
there.
number. I'm sorry. That's right. Exactly.
Yes,
I hate
Joe.
to. You know,
what's that number, Joe? 488. 3463.
I am so glad we have Joe Fisher here early
without Joe?
On a Friday morning. It is amazing, and I'm glad you pointed out that she and Sterling, and of course you have to say Joe and Sterling, because even when Joe steps away on May 31st, we not only lose an amazing proprietor of the March of Dimes, but a woman who also volunteers, and her husband who does so much.
How do you tell Joe Fisher no?
Yeah.
Hard to tell her no.
Yeah.
She's been wonderful. It's her last year. The first year at Coastal, so we need to make it a very successful walk.
And it will be. Folks have less than a month now to be involved.
Maybe we can just get her to come back for the walk every year.
Yeah, good. Maybe we could, that's a great idea, Coach.
It could be an honorary chair.
An honorary co-chair even. That's right. That's right. We like it. And of course, you're going to be at Coastal a long time, supporting the growth of the university. And of course, you're amazing.
I hope so. I hope
team
we're going
out
to be there
there
a long time.
To see in your inaugural year in 2003, y'all went 10-1.
To see your 6-5 inaugural year, and then 10-1 the second year, won the conference, and then those group of seniors to win 3 conference championships, go to the national playoffs in year 4.
Wow,
it's amazing. But again, it starts with our president Ron Engel, with the board of trustees, with our faculty there.
Right.
Coastal's always been a very good university. You know, it's got that old mystique of a party school at the beach. Well, the dorms are alcohol-free.
Yeah.
Marine science is top 5 in the country. Business is top 100 in the country. It is a great place and a great location that, I hope both our 2 children go to Coastal Carolina.
Really, yes. Hayes and Jeb. That would be great.
It would be.
I think you said Hayes was going on a field trip recently to D.C.
Going to go to Washington, D.C., and I think that'll be a good trip. It's great to see these schools have trips, here. Today at the aquarium.
Look at all these kids.
So many kids here today, this morning, and then Hayes getting to go to Washington. So it's all about an educational process, just like the March of Dimes. So many people don't know about all these children that are born premature.
Right.
I remember coaching a kid up in North Carolina that was born weighed 3 pounds.
No.
His mama nicknamed him Squinchy because he was all squinched up looking, but Squinchy was his nickname for the rest of his life,
And he played football for you.
Right.
Is that right?
That's right. So we need more people to get involved. Thank you for what you do, Greg.
Oh, God. As you said, there are so many volunteers. We think Linda Puckett was with us on Tuesday, highlighting Forest Brook Elementary. We can think one school can raise $30,000.
Amazing.
They had $25,000 last year, and Socastee and PD Elementary, so many, but the whole school system, 5th in America.
Yeah, and you do so many different things. You can have a jeans day where you pay $1 to wear jeans or wear a hat. There's so many ideas, and again, if anybody wants any ideas, they can call Joe Fisher down at the March of Dimes office. But it doesn't matter how much you give, as long as you give and give something.
Absolutely. And you highlight that. Colleen earlier this week was saying folks can go online to walkamerica.org/South Carolina and sign up a team right there. You get 10 folks in your email address to each ship in $10.
It's neat to see the different teams on walk day that show up in their shirts.
Right.
It's just really neat. Our band, Jim Tully, our band director, has got the pep band.
Right.
The pep band is going to play as we start the walk. The cheerleaders will be there. I think Chauncey, the mascot, will be there. Our football players will be there.
Will they really?
Oh, yeah. And again, that punt, pass, and kick, that was Joe's brainchild.
No.
And our players and coaches will do a punt, pass, and kick for the March of Dimes after the walk. And for kids age 5 to 13, Joe's got medals that have been donated and then trophies for the winner of each age group, 5 through 13.
And that'll happen rain or shine as well.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You can throw or kick upon a ball, don't matter if it's raining or not.
So the players won't melt in the rain?
No.
You guys won't melt in the rain?
No, that's the thing about football. You're going to play it outside as long as there's not lightning.
Right, right. That's great. This has been a great, is it now 5 years? Are you going into your 5th year?
I'm not sure.
It's been a handful of years anyway. It's been a great run here.
Well, you talking about coaching or with the Marching Dimes?
Excuse me, with coaching. That's right.
Yeah, but, you know, coaching's fun. We're blessed to do it at a great university. But things like the Marching Dimes, to me, I think are more important than what we might be doing with our jobs. You know, helping people and helping raise money to save babies, I think is just very important. You know, there's an old saying, I'm sure as you know, that much is given, much is required. So I think we're all supposed to help. We're all supposed to help other people.
Absolutely. You know, and you think about that on a daily basis. I know, did you share that your daughter was born a little bit premature? Is that right? About a month. And of course, Holly Hayes, the state, the woman who goes around the state for the March of Dimes, highlighting anything born earlier than 37 weeks, around that same time, or 38 weeks, is premature. So a lot of children are born prematurely in this state.
Yeah, you know, my wife, she had a miscarriage with her first. And so many people in this world do have miscarriages. And then Hayes was born about a month early. So I remember when they brought her out, you know, and I was in the room and they sat her over there and she was crying. I tried to get over there to be with her.
Right.
And her fingernails and toenails hadn't even quite developed yet. And, you know, I was worried to death because her head coming out early was shaped like E.T. You know, she had kind of a cone head. And so I just wanted to get over there the time she came out of the womb and hold her finger and all. And then Joe had a baby diaper the other day we filmed at Coastal Carolina.
Right.
Fitting a water bottle for a 1-pound baby. And so, again, we take a lot for granted. But we were very blessed. She wasn't born any earlier.
Right.
So it's great to see babies make it.
We've heard Joe talk about visiting the neonatal intensive care unit up at McLeod. I don't know if you've been up there or not. A lot of folks go. And to think, for the PD, and I believe you're a native of the PD?
From Chirral.
From Chirral. You think about folks all over the PD to not have to travel to Charleston or the upstate. There's only 3 NICUs in the state of South Carolina, but to know that down here or in Dillon or Marlboro or Marion or Darlington, they're able to go right down to McLeod to be taken care of if they're born prematurely or with another birth defect. It's a big deal.
Sure is. And again, the more money we can raise, help with research and grants and particular babies, I think the better off they're going to be, because it's neat to see a baby that was born so early and so small grow and be healthy and have a normal life.
I think we've got about 10, 12 minutes, Coach. Think back to your early days. Had you ever thought, and of course we want to talk more about the March of Dimes, but a little bit about yourself, growing up in Chesterfield County, and you had thoughts at an early age that you'd be a coach one day?
I guess. Born in Greer, we moved to Chirral when I was about 12.
Okay.
Right before 8th grade, and I think just turned 13. And I was the run of the family. I was the middle child. My older brother, he was the straight A student, and my younger brother, Graham, you know, he was the baby boy. So I was always the one getting in trouble, and I probably deserved it. I got more whoopings than all of them.
You and I together. I love it. I'm the middle son of 3 boys. Yeah, we
you know, I either wanted to be one of 3 things: a preacher, a lawyer, or a coach. They wouldn't let me be a preacher. And in law books, they were too big. I got to, you know, I went to South Carolina my first year to play basketball, got to miss some football, and then transferred to Presbyterian College.
Right.
I looked at some guys, they were sitting out there and they were reading big old books. I said, what in the world y'all reading? They said, law cases. We in law school. I went, You know, I'm making up now for lost time, because Tuesday mornings we have a devotion group.
Right.
We've gone through probably 10 books in 4 years.
Really?
And it's really neat. And back when I was in school, I thought Cliff Notes were the neatest thing, you know, invented. I was just trying to get through books.
Oh, yeah.
But I either want to be a preacher, lawyer, or a coach, and I think, again, the good Lord's got a plan for everybody's life. You just let him lead you, and thank goodness he led me into coaching.
You still have family in the PD?
Yeah, my dad lives in Chirral, and my mom passed away this October from lung cancer right before we played Furman. It's neat to see our team rally around that. I wish everybody's mother could be honored the way my mother was honored as she passed away. You know, I thank God for it, that we had her, you know, for 71 years, that she was my mom. She was a very, very special lady. But my dad lives in Chirral, He loves to hunt. He's a member of 2 hunting clubs.
2, yeah.
Yeah, so he loves to go hunting. April's coming up, you know.
Yeah.
It's turkey season.
That's right. So we may not see him at the walk.
Doubt you're going to see my daddy at the walk. That's the end of the season.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And your brothers, are they in the Palmetto State?
Yeah, Jay's the athletic director for the recreation department there in Chirral.
Right.
The kids love him. He does a wonderful job. Graham, my younger brother, runs his own marketing firm in Florence, South Carolina, called Touchdown Marketing.
Touchdown Marketing.
He's got the gift of gab. He got that from my mother. And people say I did as well, but yeah, we've got a good family.
So a little tie to sports there for all 3 of y'all.
Yeah, the oldest brother, Jay, he knows more about sports than I do. He's pretty intelligent.
I think I saw you had 10 letters in high school.
That was back when the athletes weren't that good. They needed more people playing.
I love it. You stave off from talking about yourself there, Coach Bennett. We got about 10 minutes. We got to highlight, of course, you know, there's so much we can talk about the March of Dimes. And when we think about all the activities, breakdown of, you know, just anecdotally in the past, some of the walks from past years. What happens if a viewer hadn't been to a walk in the past? They want to get out there on Saturday, April 28th. What's that day going to be like?
Again, I remember up in Salisbury, North Carolina, we'd do the walk. And back then it was 8 miles.
Right.
And it was very hilly, you know, and my wife told me, you better train. You better start training for this walk. I said, I ain't training for no walk. I can walk 8 miles. But I'm going to tell you something, some of those hills she was trying to lead me.
Right.
And I wasn't going to let her lead me. But now with it being 8 miles, I don't think it'll be bad. I mean, 3 miles.
3 miles, right.
3. I don't think it'll be bad at all in walking through our beautiful campus. But what'll happen is they'll get there and register at 9. And Joe does an unbelievable job. She'll have Starbucks coffee there, Krispy Kreme. And then when you get back from the walk, she'll have pizza there, hot dogs, food for the kids, food for the adults, and then the pass and kick afterwards. So it's really a neat time to see people come out, and you know that you're walking for a great cause.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that'd be something, too, to get people to sponsor you on that walk.
There's still some sponsorship opportunities. I believe if someone called that 488-3463 number, they can buy a sign on the walk trail, on that 3-mile trail, and it's such a perfect rain or shine. Folks are going to remember those sponsors out there supporting the market.
Again, it's going to be an easy walk. It's
Right.
going to be flat through the campus. And like I said, the whole thing is not how far you walk, how much money we raise. And I think the goal's $292,000.
Golly.
So we need some help.
Yes.
We need some help in reaching that.
And of course, teams could be made up of how many people? It could be 1 to 100 to 1,000.
Yeah, however many.
Right.
And I know we're getting the people there at Coastal involved. A lot of the schools here in Horry County do a great job. It'd be unbelievable to have a team from every school.
That would be.
I think that would be neat.
Are you going to throw out a challenge for that?
Oh, sure.
Absolutely. I mean, we need to get them all out.
We'd love to see every school out there in the stadium on April the 28th.
Absolutely. And the stadium can fit it. I know Ryan talked yesterday about planning around 1,500. We'd love to see 3,000, 5,000.
Right.
Absolutely.
We need to get 3,000 people out there.
I think, and of course the track can hold it. Y'all haven't made that a real narrow area. I mean, to walk. I mean, it's
they've
wide
done
open.
a great job. Our maintenance folks at Coastal and facilities, they've done a wonderful job with putting sidewalks through the university, and those sidewalks are about 10 foot wide.
Right. Professor Mark Mitchell was with us a few weeks ago talking about his own experiences with
twins.
Absolutely, his twins born prematurely and the experiences that had on him and his wife and the entire family. And prematurity does not just impact that child.
No, everybody around.
Absolutely.
Grandparents, everybody. And again, if somebody out there is looking for a worthwhile cause, I can't think of anybody better to help than innocent babies that can't help themselves.
That really cannot help themselves. No. You drive home that point. You know, we think about the ambassador babies, and they have a very special role the day of the walk to get out there and lead the walk.
And they do. Now, again, like I said, it's unbelievable to see, Miles and Luke and Riley as they grow. And they were shy and didn't want to talk to anybody, and then they see you. come give you a big hug.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
just,
I've seen you holding Riley. I don't know, your girlfriend, I don't know about how many times. She's, what, 4 or 5, maybe 6 now?
I'd say she's 4 now.
Yeah.
She'll ride a horse. I love to talk to her about riding horses.
Oh, yeah.
She'll ride a horse by herself.
Will she really?
Oh, yeah.
And her dad, Chris Saffles, is there at Dixie Stampede. And her mother, Tracy, has been very active. And
she was a coastal cheerleader, I believe.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that. You know, you think about experiences like that where an ambassador family, it really is that family. And, of course, you've got the same thing with your family of players. What are some of the things y'all have been doing to get ready? I mean, I know that y'all are obviously very busy right now.
Yeah, we require each of our players to do 5 volunteer activities in the community.
Right.
And, we've got 3 simple priorities. Put God and family number 1, education in the classroom and the community 2, football 3. And every once in a while, they'll get some things mixed in the way of those priorities, but education in the community, what we mean by that is each player has to do 5 volunteer activities.
Right.
You can do more.
5.
You have to do at least 5, and Jill keeps them on her computer.
Right.
She'll mark you off as you do them. But it's been neat to watch these kids. We had a kid come by yesterday. He says, where am I at on the volunteer activities? He wants to win it. So we give a plaque to the Volunteer of the Year that's nicer than any All-American or academic All-American plaque that whoever does the most volunteer activities. Over the years, we've had Josh Hoke, our kicker. He won it.
Right.
Andres Perkins won it. Anthony Franklin won it. Anthony Franklin did 24 out of 30 volunteer activities, maintaining a 4.0 GPA.
You are kidding.
Oh, no.
20, you're just talking 24 activities.
Out of 30 activities.
Oh, Lord.
We've got Perry Parks won it last year. Perry Parks did 20 of the 30. One of the neat things that we just did, old Clinch Hayward asked us to help, and we did. We were the cleanup crew for the home they made, for Extreme Makeover Home Edition.
Yes.
We were the cleanup crew, and how about this? One crew was out there from 12 at night till 6 in the morning, 40-degree weather in the pouring rain.
Wow.
Cleaning up. So, again, it teaches them about helping other people, giving back, and realizing it's not all about me.
No.
We want them to realize helping others is very important and help shape you and make you a better person.
Just like your team and the entire university is doing on Saturday, April 28th. And, during the course of that time, everyone can get together. A team, as you said, as small as 1. You can get on the internet today, send out 10, 20, 30 emails.
Or if you don't want to put a team in,
right,
send a donation in.
Yes,
send
absolutely.
a donation. Doesn't matter what it is, but it can help towards that goal of $292,000.
That's a lot of money, Coach. That is a lot of money.
We need a lot more for research and for the marching arms, but and to help every individual family. Joe can tell you the exact figure, but so many premature babies just in the state of South Carolina are born, is it every minute? 2 a minute or something?
Oh, it's incredible. 24 a day.
24 per day.
24 a day, so
well,
one every,
2 every hour.
Yeah.
Or no, one an hour.
1 an hour. I'm not good with math, so don't hit me up. 1 an hour, that's right. 24 a day. So potentially 7 babies already born today, premature. I mean, we're talking, and of course, that's anything earlier than that 37, 30, or 8 weeks. So think that could be 22 weeks, 24 weeks, exactly what you talked about.
Families will need help for those babies having to stay in the hospital a little bit longer.
Yes, I think Joe talked about, in another interview, she talked about a $500,000 cost over the course of the life of a baby born premature.
It's unbelievable.
It is. It really is. When you think about everything, and for you, whether it was driven by the birth of your own child prematurely or getting involved, what was it your daughter that really got that into you at an early age?
Well, I don't know. When you're asked to do something, to be an honorary chairman or something, to me, that's an honor. And then number 2, when it's a cause you really believe in, whether it's your own child or someone else's, if your own child wasn't born premature, I guarantee everybody knows somebody whose was.
Right.
And so we had done it in Salisbury, and then when Joe called me, I knew I couldn't tell Joe no, because all it's doing is helping children. And so, again, we feel very blessed to be a part of it.
Those are great words. Thanks so much for being with us this morning, Coach.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with the Walk America Honorary Chairman, Coach David Bennett. Think about that. Just like Dennis Wade on Wednesday, this man will not let you talk about him. He doesn't talk about himself. A guy who was the Sportex 2006 National Coach of the Year, a finalist for the Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year. He keeps going back to teams, teammates, his own 125 guys out there. Think about that. You can make a team. You can be a part of the March of Dimes today. Pick up the phone, 843-488-3463. 488-3463, or you can go online to walkamerica.org/South Carolina. The date is getting close. We're less than a month away. Saturday, April 28th. Registration's at 9. The walk kicks off at 10. Again, listen to Coach Bennett talking about teams. He's going to have all those folks out there at noon waiting. I mean, they're going to be there all day, but to be there at noon for the punt, pass, and kick, you and your family can be involved in that, but you got to get out there. You got to come out. Even if you can't scrounge a dollar, get out there and be a part of the mission of fighting premature births, saving babies together. Prematurity does not discriminate. You need to think about that. Prematurity does not discriminate. Make a difference. Come out and support the March of Dimes Saturday, April 28th.